Hey guys, Chamber Productions here, coming back at you with another Transformers video review, and in today's video I'm doing a combo review of the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Soundwave and Core class Ravage. Now, starting things off, we're going to take a look at the packaging for Ravage and everything, so setting the rest of the figures off to the side, we'll take a look at the little package that he comes in. We can see here not a whole lot going on. See Ravage there on the front, Core class Ravage, 11 steps, doggy mode, boxy mode. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for Ravage. Now, taking a look at Soundwave's box, we can see here that they have changed the design of the Studio Series figures, for the packaging anyway, just a little bit. You can see here it's a little bit of a smaller window, but pretty much other than that, it all stays the same. 83 Soundwave, another picture of Soundwave, Bumblebee, converts in 29 steps, got a picture of the robot mode, his alternate mode, all that good stuff. And then if you open up the packaging, you still get a, well, that's not it. Just kidding, you get two background inserts, so, you know, this is the Cybertron Falls scene. So, that's it for the packaging. So, for whatever reason, they include two background inserts. This is the one the figure is stored in, and then it comes with the actual background insert. Yeah, there you have that. Now, starting this review off, I'm going to take a look at the little guy first, just because he's the easiest to go through. And, yeah, we can see Ravage here turns into, like, a little box thing. Yeah. He does come with an additional accessory piece for Soundwave, which is this piece right here, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But we can see here, the rest of the alt mode is a thing. It's got nice paint and sculpted detail. Yay, hooray for boxes. Anyway, to transform the figure, I'm just going to go right into it. We're going to take these missile pods here and take them off. Yes, you do have the parts form the figure a little bit in order to transform it. It's not too bad. You can keep all the accessories, except for this, on the alt mode for Ravage here, which is actually pretty neat. But go ahead and remove those missiles. Take the paws here, untab them just like so, and swing them out just like that. And we can take these back legs here, untab them, and kind of get them out of the way, just like so. We can go ahead and take the robot mode head and pull it up, just like that. We can go ahead and come around to the underside here and pull this whole section up. Take the hip section here and pull it back and around, and then the kind of back section that we just pulled up will tab into place and lock the hips in, just like so. And then we take this little missile launcher here and we remove it from the underside of the figure. I drew a blank, and then we're going to peg it in right up top here, just like so. So we can have his missiles and shoot Autobots and stuff and whatever Ravage does in his free time. So rest of the transformation is pretty much straightening out the figure. Then you can take the missiles here and apply them to each hip, just like so. And, yeah, then you just straighten out the figure from here. And here we have Ravage in his dog robot mode thing. And, I mean, I'll give Hasbro credit where credit's due. It's not bad. It's a little core class figure. It looks good. It looks really, really quite nice, honestly. Let's take a look at the details and stuff here. We can see the head sculpt has been done really nicely. For the most part, you know, you got some nice paint on there and whatnot. The jaw does open and close as well, and you've got some nice molded in teeth there in the mouth. Make sure my camera's focusing. We can see there. But very nice. You got a purple Decepticon insignia right there on his leg. If I come in a little bit closer, you can see all the nice little details and whatnot. Overall, pretty nice. You know, you got a little tail right there at the back. Articulation for the figure ain't too bad. It ain't great, but, you know, you get some nice little poses out of it. Head can move up and down. Jaw can open and close. The legs are on a ball joint, so you can move them all around. You got a hinge at the knee, and then you got paw articulation as well, and the same thing back here, except you get an extra little hinge right here at the base. not right on the ankle, but just a little bit above it, and you get a ball joint there as well, and then you get a little bit of tail movement as well. So overall, Ravage is not a bad little core class figure. And just for a quick size comparison, so you can kind of get a sense of scale with him. Here he is next to core class Studio Series Shockwave, so you can see that. Now for the main vocal point of buying Ravage in the first place, here we have Soundwave in his mode. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what this is. I really don't. I get it. It's supposed to be like a flying jet mode or whatever, but I seriously get like Cybertronian fish fillet vibes from this. Like, I mean, what? How is this? I don't know. Anyway, I mean, it's whatever it is has been sculpted very nicely. If you look at all the details and stuff, you got a lot of nice surface detailing and whatnot. If I can get my camera to focus, thank you. You can see you got some nice paint applications going on. Everything else, you know, you can see all the surface detail and stuff, and it's just, yeah, it's a very nicely sculpted mode, whatever it is. You got some paint there. I imagine this is supposed to be like a little cockpit, but like at the same time, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I'm not too sure. And then if you turn it over to the underside, oh hey, Soundwave is folded up into a little teeny tiny square. Yeah, anyway, Soundwave does come with a couple of accessories. As you can see, obviously here, he's got a rifle, which tabs into his arm, and see here, he's got a little cannon. The little piece that Ravage comes with here just tabs into the barrel of this whole thing, so it just kind of tabs in like that, creates a rifle. Yeah, so I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say about this alt mode. It looks fine. I mean, I don't really have any problems with it per se. It's just, there's not a whole lot going on here. It's just a kind of flat brick of an alt mode that is calling itself a Cybertronian thing or another. So, I mean, you got some, like, trying to be thrusters here at the back, but, you know, I'm not gonna go on about it for too long. So yeah, there's the alt mode. For size comparisons, here we have core class Shockwave and an actual aerodynamic-ish Cybertronian fighter jet, aka Voyager class Bumblebee movie Starscream. So I mean, you see what they're capable of accomplishing. It's just, yeah. And just for a couple of other Soundwave size comparisons and just comparisons in general, here we have the Netflix Voyager class Soundwave, and here we have the Siege Soundwave figure. So, I mean, we can see what Hasbro is capable of accomplishing, and we just still end up with a brick as the alt mode. Again, I think they made a lot of sacrifices on this mode to benefit the robot mode, but at the same time, I just can't help but wonder what this is supposed to be. But, you know, just to kind of see how he looks next to the two other Soundwaves, there you have that. Now, for the transformation of Soundwave, it's pretty much what you expect. You're just unfolding the figure from this box-like shape, but you can transform him with Ravage inside the robot. And I'll talk about integration later, but you can transform it with him being stored in Soundwave. But to start off with, we're going to take the cannon here on the side, and pull it off, and then pull the other accessory off here if you have them plugged in, and then remove them just like so. Take the feet here and pull them up just like so, and there you have that. Then what we can do is untab these sections like this, and then take these sections here, untab them, push these up, and then unfold the entirety of the leg, and go ahead and swing that around. Take this panel here, collapse it in, fold that in, take the foot, rotate it to the side, and drop the ankle down into place, and there you have a leg all said and done. So, raising up my camera, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take this section here, push it up, unfold the leg, just like so, rotate it around, take this section here, fold it up, push that panel in, rotate the foot, and drop the ankle into place. And there we have the lower body all done. Now, coming around to the top here, we can see take this panel here, untab both of them, and rotate this section here forward, and then drop this whole assembly down, just like that. And then we can take this panel here, and close that up, and rotate it down, rotate the arm forward, open up this panel, oh wait, no, this panel here, I'm a little bit slow, sorry. Open up that bottom panel, and then reveal the fists, just like so. And then we do that on both sides, close up the panels, rotate the arms around, just like so, rotate that around. I rotated the arm the wrong way, just like the genius I am. Alright, so, head, this is extremely complex, but the head, you're going to take it, rotate it around. I know, super intricate, super complex, but then once we have all that said and done, we can come around to the back here, take this panel, pull it up, rotate it around, take this little panel right here, and then push it up, rotate it around, and then collapse it into place, and then drop all that back into place, which actually cleans up the back really nicely. Then we can take this whole fusion cannon thing here, this missile launcher, open it up, pull this tab down, this little tab hole will peg into that whole assembly there, and give him his iconic shoulder cannon. And there we have Soundwave in his robot mode. And truth be told, as bizarre as I find the alternate mode to be, I absolutely love the results of the robot mode. Is it perfect? No, I definitely do have my kind of issues with it, but just overall it's... Yes. It just looks so good to me. Alright, given the figure a full 360 view so we can kind of take a look at all the details and whatnot, we can see very nicely done, you know, all the sculpted in detail and whatnot. You can see it's just a very nice figure. Taking the cannon out of his hand real quick and just setting that off to the side so we can straighten the figure out, so we can take a look at all the details and whatnot and see what he's got going on. We can see, starting here at the feet, they've been molded, detailed, and painted very nicely. You can see thighs have been detailed pretty nicely as well. And the waist, the torso piece right here has some nice silver paint applied to it too. You can see the arms and whatnot. The chest has been done pretty nicely. You can see it's got this nice holographic red kind of paint set up here. It looks really cool, and it's really just good looking in general. Make sure my camera's in focus. We can see a little purple Decepticon symbol right there. And then the head sculpt, while the head sculpt is extremely spot on to the film, it's rather sad looking in my opinion. And the reason this is, I've looked at it compared to the other Soundwave figures, and they did something wrong with the proportion of the head to where the head sculpt is designed in such a way that the visor cannot angle more upwards, which gives him a more sad look instead of that menacing kind of glare, if that makes any sense. But like, if you look at pictures of him in the film, he definitely doesn't have this kind of sad expression. It's not a deal breaker or anything by any stretch of the imagination. It still looks really nice. It's just that little bit just makes him seem like a sad Soundwave. And I mean, it's again, it's not a deal breaker. Just glancing at it, you wouldn't never notice. But if you sit there and stare at the figure for a hot second, you definitely begin to notice that little detail. But there you have that. Articulation for the figure, whilst not bad, definitely kind of has its oddities and stuff. Starting off with the head is on a ball joint. He can't look down, he can look up, and he does have full 360. You just kind of have to watch these little pegs back here. Shoulder cannon can move up and down, and then you do get that little bit of side-to-side movement if you move it on that peg. Arms can move outward. On the transformational hinge, there is no extra hinge to get a normal outward movement, so that's what you have there. And then trying to move the arm forward, you can't just grab it by the lower part of the arm, or else you pull one of these and, you know, untransform the figure. And there is a transformational joint there, but you are meant to use the shoulder assembly like that. You got a bicep swivel here, 2 joints in the elbow, which can give you over 90-degree elbow bend. No wrist swivel or anything. Lower torso. This skirt here, the skirt piece can move out the way so you can kick the leg forward like that, kick it backwards like that, outwards movement, thigh swivel, and then a full 360 waist swivel. And then you do get 2 different joints in the knee, which allows for double jointed knee articulation. Feet have an ankle tilt, plentiful, and then you do get forward and backwards movement. So very expressive, but the arms can definitely be a little bit fiddly at times just due to the transformation and stuff. So there you have that. Now, obviously, since this is a combo review, we cannot forget Soundwave's little buddy Ravage, and you can see they don't look bad side by side, you know, they're little buddies and little friends and little pals, you know, dog's a man's best friend, or should I say Cybertronian canine is a Cybertronian's best friend, right? Yeah. But anyway, obviously there is a way to include Ravage into Soundwave as he did in the film. So we're just going to transform Ravage back into his little box mode real quick. And so we're going to do a little bit of a time lapse here. Alright, here we have Ravage all transformed up into his little box mode. That will not focus. There we go. And then to incorporate him into Soundwave, we have a little gray button here on the top of his shoulder, in which I bet you didn't know this, but if you press it, whee! A door pops open. And then if you transform the figure correctly, you have to make sure everything's snapped in place properly. He should just squeeze into Soundwave's chest just fine, just like that. And something tells me I don't have everything tabbed in just right, because I'm really going to have to... Nope, there he goes. Alright, so that's what he looks like transformed and in Soundwave's chest. And then to take him out, you just pop the door open, and there he is. So, overall, a very neat feature. I really do like it. I'm glad they figured out a way to do that, because I actually really, really like that. So, there you have that. Now for size comparisons. Here we have Voyager class... Never mind. Here we have Core class Shockwave. Here we have Deluxe class VW Beetle B. And Voyager class Starscream. So, I mean, they scale well together, and they look good side by side. And he definitely does look good on a, Soundwave definitely looks good on a Bumblebee movie shelf. The robot mode is really, really good looking. Now, just for general comparisons, again, I want to bring out some of the War for Cybertron Soundwave figures. We can see here we have Voyager class Siege Soundwave, so we can get a sense of the differences here. And then here we have the Netflix edition of Soundwave here. So we can see, again, they're all different figures and they're all right, but they're all really cool. So there we have all of our Soundwave comparisons and stuff. Overall, really neat. So overall, what are my official thoughts on Ravage? First off, I think he's actually a really cool figure. Not bad for a little core class sized scale figure. I mean, I think he's really cool, and I think he looks really, really nice. I think overall the aesthetic of the figure works really well, and I mean, he ain't got a complex transformation. Yes, there are some parts forming involved, but I mean, what? He's tiny. There's only so much you can do. But I mean, overall, I think he's really, really neat. It is a little bit finicky to try to pose this thing, but overall I think he's really, really neat. Soundwave, on the other hand, I really, really, really do like. I love the aesthetic of the Bumblebee movie Soundwave and everything, and it looks really, really good, and I was super hyped whenever they announced this figure, and he definitely doesn't disappoint. If you're looking for a solid Voyager class representation of Soundwave, this is definitely a way to go. I think that the robot mode looks great. The transformation is, I really just don't care for the transformation all that much, truth be told, and the alt mode is there. It's a thing. If you have to absolutely transform it, it will make do for something, but overall I think the robot mode is where this figure really shines, and they did a really good job on it. So, that's all from me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to leave a like, comment what you think of Voyager class Soundwave and Core class Ravage in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video from my channel. That's all from me, Champion Productions, signing off.